Thought I forgot something. Bear with me. Sorry. I forgot to put the microphone on. Forgive me for my tardiness. Forgive me. I think you forgive me. Will you forgive me? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. How are you? This is the first of its kind for my channel. And so, hello, how are you? Welcome through. Yeah, fingers crossed we can get you some confirmations going. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Use your discernment, use your discernment, use your discernment. I cannot say that enough. Please use your discernment. Okay, to start with, I have backflow cones, which I have learned how to make, and I've made a little DIY for you to copy if you want to make them. I did say at the end of that, see you at the market. So, you know, it's a great idea to have while you're doing tarot card readings. I have said to everybody here from ages ago that you should grab your own tarot cards and learn how to read it, so that then while you're getting readings online, you too can understand what's going on if perhaps we don't go into description. And I say we as the readers. So yeah, we'll light this up. This is for clarity, protection, and healing love energy. Supposed to wait 3 or 4 days for them to dry out fully, but I am an impatient Sagittarius with 4 placements in Sagittarius, so yeah, don't mind me. Now, this one I did break while trying to make the hole a bit bigger, but that's essentially what it looks like. And yeah, I can't make things easy, can I? Oh gosh. Okay, so here we go. I would like to see this thing, if it's possible to see this thing. Just because I can't see numbers. But yeah. So, Sagittarius. Ouch. Lighter is hot. Alright. Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo. Hello, Shirley. Hey again. Thanks for joining. You guys make up the mutable part of the collective. So you form a third. The fixed and the cardinal make up the other 2/3 of the collective. So within the mutable realm, your traits that you express within the collective are adaptability, versatility, integration, and flexibility. I think I'll just leave that there because I don't know where to put it otherwise. So, with those 4 ideas or words in your head, you should have an idea of where this reading will go. So mutables are the knights for me within the tarot. I am changing that for myself. It's just something that I'm doing to make everything a little bit more flowy. And so if that's not how you read, that's okay. If that's not how the guidebooks tell you to read, that's okay. I will still use a generalized word coding to give readings the way that I do. So yeah, knights for me are the ones that answer to the queen, they answer to the king, and they can also work on their own volition. So they are the mutable ones for me. They are the adapters. They're very versatile. They can integrate messages from the feminine, the masculine, the divine, and they're flexible. So yeah, Hopefully this reading will stand out for you. It is a 22 card reading. I will read 3 cards each for each of those signs, and the remaining cards will be, so 19 cards will be general and collective in nature for those 4 signs that I have named. Pre-shuffle, I do see the Judgment card and the Judgment card, and I don't remember what the other one was now. Sorry. But the Judgment was a cicada. So we have the 7 of Swords that came through on the shelf. This could be illusion, uncertainty, moving quickly, be truthful, vulnerability, impetuousness. So I'll wait for 4 more cards to pop out, and then I'll get a sense of where the energy belongs, and then we will begin the reading. So, good morning if you're connecting in the morning. G'day if it's daytime or whatever when you're connecting. And a bunch more cards came out. So here we go. What's in the center of this reading? Okay, I see Judgment again here. So I feel like that could be it. Interesting. What is the creativity and the intellect? Please, Spirit. Nine of Swords. The career, the wisdom. Ooh, Wheel of Fortune. Love, passions. 8 of Swords. 8 of Wands, sorry, really. Foundation. Okay, so in the center we have Judgment. Ooh. Messages for the highest good of the collective, please. I don't know if I said that for this reading, but I said it for the other one, so fingers crossed. Here we go. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. These are general messages. Please use your own discernment to decide if the messages are for you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you want to let me know what resonated with you, leave a like and a comment telling me what it was. If not, yeah, that's the rest of the cards. So what is the bottom card, please, Spirit? Just one card, please, Spirit. Just one card, please. That's 3 now. That's one card. That is the Page of Wands. There might be a fire sign trying to get a message to you. I don't know. Take that how it resonates. 10 of Pentacles is the last card today. So you guys got to know what the ending looks like. So, ooh, with the Devil at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Let's get this party started. Let's get moving. Shifting, shaking. I hope you're well. Messages of adaptability, versatility, integration, and flexibility. For the highest good of all that connect with this message as a live or even afterwards, timeless message. Thank you for joining. Thank you for Michael, Christopher. Hi, how's it going? Yeah. So at the very beginning of this reading, the first 9 cards, you'll know if this reading is for you, because these ones you can use to see if you're resonating or not. At the very core of the reading, we have Judgment. Now this card here in the upright is all about renewal, awakening, choices, self-realization, and reflection. In the reverse, it can indicate indecisiveness, self-doubt, denial, being afraid of change, and procrastination. And so, depending on how you're interacting with this energy, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You could be feeling like you're on the edge of an awakening. You could feel like you're on the edge of some kind of realization. What this realization could mean for you, if it's a sword realization, as these two connected, this could mean that it's coming in the way of a communication from a third party, or it's something that your ancestors' higher self want to communicate with you. So, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, please be present here and now as I attempt to deliver messages through the Holy Spirit, for the good of all who engage with this message. Please keep your 5 angelic children nearby, by name Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Metatron. Keep this space clear of any interference, any distractions, and any attention-seeking people who would like more attention than they deserve in this space. Blessed be. Namaste. Let's get into the message today. All right. So I've already explained judgment. So if this is where you're starting from, if you're actually coming to a sense of self, if you're actually waking up to yourself, if you're realizing more and more that there is an opportunity for you to engage with your reality differently, this reading might be for you. Because first up, I get the 9 of Swords in reverse. And when the 9 of Swords is in reverse, it talks to moving on, not giving up, and the end of a crisis. So, I feel that you have gotten to a place within the realm of your creativity and your intellect. Something has appeared to you for you to engage with however you so choose, and by you choosing to engage with it the way that you will, you're going to have a higher perspective. You're going to be able to express yourself in a controlled manner, and therefore you're going to process through karma at a rate that is comfortable, easy to get through, and not urgent, not rushing. So, well done, Mutables, with that card there. Gemini's, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Yeah. The next card that appears within your career in your wisdom position is the Wheel of Fortune. So, I don't know, you may be on the edge of a new success. You may be on the edge of walking into a new type of success for yourself. This card here represents good luck, change, destiny, life cycles, and karma. This is a beetle on here, and I will say that beetles are somewhat the recyclers of the bug world. They can make do with the nutrients of other creatures' wastes, and so they can also they also help irrigate the ground because they're mostly underground living. And yeah, when this comes out in a career position, the wisdom position, it tells me that the mutables here, the people who are flexible between this and that, the ones that adapt themselves, the ones that apply themselves with versatility, they integrate the messages. You are the people who are you are the people who are currently leading the way in terms of how things could be done. Now, that doesn't mean that you are leading the way. You're just one of the people. And so I'll talk to here that intelligences usually happen at a collective speed. We all come to some sense of realization or knowledge or technology at the same time. History can educate you with that for context and where that has come from. But yeah, technology like the fork, the 2 prongs, the 3 prongs, the 4 prongs, the differences. This technology has different meaning to different cultures, and so again, you can go and find out what that might mean for you or your world for yourself. In the love and possessions position, let's card here is the Eight of Wands. This card here came up in the cardinal reading that I just did, so maybe go check that out, see if anything resonates. But yeah, check your chart, see where you've got what position, and yeah, if you've got any cardinal in your chart, then go have a look at that reading. If not, fixed is available too. I haven't put timestamps. I'll do that tomorrow or on my weekend, I hope. But for now, the Eight of Wands, the energy in this card is quick. It talks about speed, action, and excitement. And so, what are you talking about? Go away. Go fuck with someone else's space. Jesus. Mary and Joseph. Bye. The Eight of Wands. You may have love moving towards you quickly. Hopefully not that person. Actually, yes, that person. That person might need to analyze, be more helpful, or be more practical with the way that they're choosing to interact with the reality, especially this environment, because I don't really have fucks to give. Sorry about it. I just don't. So, really quickly, Eight of Wands energy moving towards you, or you using it to move in your love and possessions energy on the inside of this reading. So this is you actually doing some shadow work and allowing yourself to heal at a rate that is comfortable for you. Again, I'm getting a lot of comfort here. Mutable seems to be chasing comfort right now. So in the willpower and emotion, this card here, I don't really see it as an emotional card. I don't really see it as a willpower card either. So the Seven of Swords energy talks to illusion, uncertainty, and moving quickly. In the reverse, it can be being truthful, vulnerability, or impetuousness. Now, in terms of adaptability, versatility, integration, flexibility, I have a pigeon on my roof. No, not anymore. This card here might speak more to strategy, if I'm honest. Considering you guys would somewhat make up the bridges between the zodiacs, however it fits for you, whether you're a Gemini expressing curiosity, expressive, quick-witted, and therefore using that aspect or personality or zodiac trait to your advantage to make sure that connections are keeping together, that communications are coming through clearly. Maybe for the Virgo, it's the energy of, slowing down, being more analytical, seeing where you need help and offering help where you can, not overextending yourself, just being really sure of yourself, being practical, because this is the second sword energy, and 7 with 9 make 16, and that's a bit of a tower, so I think that's why I'm going into this. So Sagittarius, if this is where you're at and the way you're expressing, this might be philosophical, adventurous, or even optimistic, as is nature of the Sagittarius, and Pisces, empathic, imaginative, and compassionate. Whatever it is, when you rebuild your foundation, if you're going to tear it apart, it may not be broken, so you may not be wanting to fix it. I don't know. Bridges need to stand the test of time, though. Otherwise, they don't really serve a purpose. If they're only going to be for a little while, I'm thinking like a war installation, then you can make it quickly. But for the future that I feel, excuse me, that the collective is moving towards, it feels like we're going to be working in harmony. We're going to be working in unity. We're not going to be working against each other. At least that's the way that it was expressing itself within the cardinal and fixed readings. And I put myself in this category because, again, Sagittarius here, but we may be moving in a way that is more conducive with neutrality, with picking the side that benefits the collective over a few select individuals. This is going to change the overall reality, overall experience. The more that we choose to put our egos aside and just participate willingly, easily with each other, as each other, for each other, then there's no need to actually go through so many negative experiences. We may not see as many numbers signing up for war because we know what the consequences are, so we can think about them before we sign up. This is the same way for marriage. This is the same way for a relationship. If we're enjoying being single, then realistically, there's no rush. If you're not being rushed to do anything and you can enjoy yourself at the rate that you want to enjoy yourself, do so. Being mutable, we are the bridges. We are the ones that are most comfortable sitting in between the liminal spaces of reality. We sort of sit there. We can contemplate. We can think. We can dream. We can come together. We can collaborate. We can mix. We can blend. We can feel the best when we apply ourselves together to the whole experience. And I think more and more and more we're going to do that. So, thank you for that Seven of Swords. That was a bit difficult. But yeah, it's got to give you more permission to express emotions that want to be expressed and really free yourself to have like the chariot and the chariot energy experience that you're looking for. And the thing that made me realize and say that is when spiderlings are born, some species, they throw up a web and then they fly out, and then wherever they land, that's where their home becomes. So even in what might seem like a disorganized natural event is an actual species evolutionary practice that some spiders can do. So yeah, anyway, that's that on that. Those two cards, the Eight of Wands and the Seven of Swords, those two cards boil into this one here, which is the reflection and the mirror. This card here in the mirror is the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords stands for being objective, having intelligence, and communicating quite well as yourself. This card here as well is very much Aquarius energy, the way that I read, the way that I'm starting to read. The mutables will make up the knights, the fixed will make up the queens, and the cardinals will make up the kings with the fire there. Mutable with the air, breathe in, breathe out, and pages will make up any of the three mixed into the page. Could be an external energy, or even could be you if it appears in the internal part of this reading, which they don't, so I don't know why I just said that. Anyway, Queen of Swords. Feels like you are ready to communicate whatever this ordeal was. So if you found yourself in like the trappings of a spider, in somebody else's trap, in somebody else's web, in somebody else's spell even, just know within this reading, I feel that it's broken off. It's broken off, and it's just energy that's going to be available for you to use at your own leisure, as you desire, when you desire. If you desire. It's your willpower, it's your life, it's your experience. You're going to do the things that you want to do when you want to do them. You're not doing it for show, it's just who you are. So, in that energy, in that spirit, keep going. Mutables, you're doing well. You're even people who are within the collective able to let go of things, sacrifice parts of your own ego desire for the sake of the collective experience. You can hit the pause button and not freak out. Like, you know, the people that I'm speaking to, productivity is not a very good measure anymore. We're not feeling fulfilled. We're not actually keeping our jobs. We're not keeping going with the collective mission that served as part of the previous culture. We're actually accepting the new age, the experience. We're adapting. We are versatile, so we know what's coming towards us, and we are integrating what needs to be integrated and being flexible with what we can't. We will try, we'll do our best, we'll try and keep things amicable, mutual, and fun and friendly and light, but ultimately, this experience is not just ours. We're having a shared collective experience. So, when you get to have this new perspective, when you're no longer willing to miss opportunities, when you have your decisiveness about you, when you let go when you need to, and when you also make it your way through delays as you desire, this is when you step into the energy of becoming. And the card of becoming here is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups talks about chivalry, romance, communication. So I definitely feel like communication is something that you have put on lockdown. It's something that you're reflecting with the Queen of Swords, and it's also something that you're embodying and becoming with this Knight of Cups. Your communication may be coming from a deeply empathic place. It doesn't have to, that's quite specific. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But for those of you that it is coming from an empathic place, well done. You've maybe been able to put yourself into other people's experiences, and you're no longer judging. Not the experience, not yourself, not anyone else. You're giving everyone space to be who they are. You're letting people show up as they desire, but also making a choice about what you desire from the space, and you're making a call. You might even be holding space differently these days, knowing that if you don't hold space, then who is going to? This is going to keep the energy compassionate, Pisces there. This is going to keep the energy expressive, Gemini there. This is going to keep the energy helpful, Virgo. This may keep the energy optimistic as well with Sagittarius. I don't know. But when you come right with yourself, you don't need to ruin anybody else's day. And that's the experience that I feel that you're going to begin having more and more and more and more. And so I will move into the Pisces part of this reading. 10 of Cups, present energy. Pisces, very nice. So to say again, adaptability, versatility, integration, flexibility. Pisces, you are empathic, imaginative, and compassionate. And with this card here, the 10 of Cups, this card represents love, harmony, and divine connections. So if you guys and girls are the ones that are grounding into the experience, divine connections, thank you. Pisces, you had a whole age to figure it out with all of the lifetimes you could have had in between, and I think you did it. You gave yourself the experience this time so that you could be what you needed to be an effective mutable. And I really appreciate that. I really value that. You've actually processed through karma yourself. You've done it at a pace that was comfortable. This may have been quickly, this may not have been quickly. So if it wasn't, I hope you give yourself a break whenever you can. But just know that because you've done this work, you've actually unlocked your own potential for the future. You've actually given yourself an experience that you might not have had if you didn't complete this the way that you chose to complete it. I feel like you completed it with humility, you completed it with connection to your experience, your reality. You weren't separated from it. You were 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot in the air, maybe like that meditation pose, the crane. But ultimately, you went through this experience willingly. And 10 Cups here, this is also very like Cancer energy for a 10, but it could be all three actually. But whatever it is, you Pisces were the ones that actually put it into action, and it came on the back of, so this is your future card, it came on the back of 2 of Swords energy, past card, sorry. So you had to balance something, maybe make a decision, or even weigh out what you believed between opposing ideas. You had to maybe fight for what you believed in, the reference coming from this beta fish, and that fighting for what you believed in gave you more power, more control over your current reality, and that's why you manifested the 10 of Cups. That's why you got the Wheel of Fortune just before experiencing this. You took that leap of faith, you actually balanced out what was between your heart and your mind, and you created the experience. Now I feel like you're living the experience. So you're living the experience, and you're going to give yourself everything that you dream, everything that you want, everything that you desire, because I don't know, this is your future card, Knight of Swords. Daring, ambitious, single-minded. Okay. So this card here would be the mutable of the air, which would be Gemini. Maybe you're actually looking towards the Gemini and learning something from them. Maybe you're integrating messages that come from Gemini and making them work for yourself. Who knows? But this could also be an energy coming towards you. Just be aware that there were different people around you at different stages. So the story of the mother hen and the bread comes to mind. The mother hen goes out and she asks all of the barn animals, like, oh, who wants to help me make some bread? I have to sow some seeds. Who wants to help me sow the seeds? Oh, no, not really. Who wants to help me harvest the wheat? Oh, no, not really. All right, who wants to help me make the bread? Oh, no, not really. Then the chicken goes into the kitchen and starts baking the bread. And you know what happens with bread. The smell goes everywhere. If you've ever heard of Subway or any sandwich bar, literally, they're so freaking cheeky with their bread smells. It's such a good smell. It smells delicious. It smells so inviting. And it's carbohydrates burning, really. That's what bread is, dehydrating carbohydrates. It smells good. Well, in terms of wheat, anyway. But, yeah, so in that, just be careful. Be aware of who was there when you were beginning what you were beginning, and be aware of who's there when you get to a stage where you're comfortable, confident at being this flexible experience as a Pisces, being willing to be maybe out of the water and in the water. The Little Mermaid comes to mind as well with this sword energy and this cup energy. It's like a very good balance of feminine and masculine as well. Your present is very much time to receive. Your past may have been a time where you were asserting yourself more and more and more, and you will be back in a time that you can assert yourself again. You'll have a clarity of mind that can't be taken, that can't be copied, that can't be, I don't know, mirrored. You are who you are, and you know who you are. So if this message is resonating with you, Pisces, thanks very much. Leave a like for me. If not, catch you on the next one. This was the first of its kind. I'll get to your last card at the end of the reading. Next, we'll move on to Gemini. So Gemini, your present energy is the Seven of Coins. Seven of Pentacles. Now this came on the back of Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. All right. So Gemini, with the Seven of Pentacles, what is this? Seven of Pentacles is growth, patience, and gratitude. In the reverse, it's anxiety, impatience, and losing faith. But this is an external card, so disregard the last three. Your present energy, Gemini, is one of that's requiring a bit of patience. You are going through a growth period, a growth sprout. So get curious in other areas while you're waiting for whatever it is to grow into whatever it's going to grow into. Give it time to grow. I just said grow way too much. Be patient. I don't know if that's going to be easy for you, but be patient. Queen of Swords energy on the inside. I believe that you are able to bring about this patience to yourself, to your experience, if you want to. I mean, you are moving towards the Ten of Pentacles, Gemini, so give yourself stability for the here and now. Integrate what you need to. If it's a lesson that's emotional, if it's a lesson that's logical, then figure out what you need to figure out to do the math, do the equation. But make sure that you express yourself very clearly, especially throughout the rest of the year. I've heard a couple of warnings, but yeah, throughout the rest of the year, make sure that you're fully in your choices, you're fully doing what you want to do within this experience, expressing yourself as you desire, no one else is influencing your expression, and yeah, going at the pace that you want to. And it's because you're coming off the back of the Seven of Major Arcana. Like Popeye, I am who I am and that's all I am. What's that mean? Shirley, how's it going? G'day, Naveen Chandak. Sorry, this part here won't be personal readings, but if you want to go back to the start, this is a general reading for the mutable signs, which is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Any placement within your chart, and if not, I do have 2 other videos available which you can have a look at, which are for the cardinals and the fixed positions. So awesome. I've actually just finished reading the Pisces portion, The last card will be the 22nd card, so I don't know if you want to just zoom back a little bit, but yeah. That's what he says. I can't pretend to be anyone else. All I remember from Popeye is literally like something happens and then he needs to get like strong, and then he like pulls a can out of nowhere and then like pops it with his bicep, and then or he puts it into his pipe and then he does, and then yeah. Anyway, so Gemini, to continue on with your message, thanks for the interaction, Naveen. Yeah, appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Gemini, your previous energy to the Seven of Pentacles was the Chariot. The Chariot talks about travel, control, action, willpower, determination. If these are energies that you're experiencing right now or you're moving away from, this could be a time that is calling for you to actually slow down, be patient, and grow whatever needs to grow in this current period while you can. I don't know how that will resonate for everyone, but however it resonates with you, please feel free to take it. If it doesn't, just discard it, please. Leave it here for somebody else. This card here tells me that you had to potentially close out some cycles that appeared to you much quicker than you would have wanted to go through them even, but being in Gemini nature, you probably realize more than anybody else that two things can be true at once. So it does make sense that this card here is where you were and where you're going is the Seven of Coins, Seven of Pentacles for me. It's pretty cool. Your last card is the Four of Swords. I thought so. If you don't take time to slow down in the here and now, Gemini, just know that there will be some kind of pit stop in your near future that's gonna feel like an opportunity to just really recover what you need to recover. Give yourself the love that you've been looking for potentially on the outside world, and just enjoy the time that you get to be by yourself or even in nature. Comes through there as I hear the bird chirping and whispering. Let yourself be regenerated by what the experience is expressing for you, Gemini. That's sort of the last message there, so thanks very much. That was for you, Geminis. Geminis. Thank you for doing what you do within the collective. Thank you for showing up the way that you choose to show up. Very hard workers. I know some Geminis personally. Thank you for staying true to yourself and to the situation that you might be finding yourself in. Take courage or peace from the fact that rest is on its way, Geminis. The seeds you've planted are going to grow and develop into something beautiful for you to have and hold in your future. So, yeah, thank you very much for participating here and now, Geminis. All right, next we will move on to Virgo. I'm 34. I'm turning 35 soon, actually. All right, Virgos, you make up the analysts, the helpful ones, the practical ones. Ooh, and your past energy. I'll start there. Your past energy starts. Maybe Virgo, you guys actually are coming from a Four of Swords energy. You guys start in the Empress. You guys giving rejuvenated. You guys are giving femininity, but from this place of receiving. You're somebody who is aware of the universal laws, so magnetism. Magnetism. Attraction. I don't know. You're very familiar with a lot of different aspects, it feels like, comes through here. The Empress speaks to you specifically feminine power, creativity, fertility, expression, and pleasure. So if you're moving from that place, Virgo, whew, what do you move towards? The Three of Wands? What the? Tree change is in your present. I don't know. Have you been growing as well? Creativity is a way that you've been expressing yourself currently. Are you expressing yourself fully at the moment? That's beautiful, Virgos. What have you analyzed? What is it exactly that you realized was happening within the collective experience that helped you come to what you're doing here and now? Because that might be something that practically the collective could take and hold for themselves as well. I mean, I do know that when you go through a lesson, you don't always necessarily want to share it with everybody and everything, because your lessons are for you for the most part. This whole experience, this whole reality is for you to give definition to give meaning to, and to take definition, to take meaning, to take culture, and to interact, especially being a mutable Virgo. Like, you get to live in the liminal space between that space, and nothing breaks in you in between. You just get to keep experiencing the fullness of reality without having to sacrifice anything. And I'm curious, what's in your future position? The Four of Pentacles. Okay, so Four of Pentacles in your future position talks about security, control, maybe greed. So don't get greedy. Be open, be honest with every part of the experience, and just know that if you need help, you can ask for help, and people will meet you where they're at. They will try their best, but ultimately this life is a solo experience, and the more often that we go through the experience and give ourselves the things that we need, the more often that we're able to just connect with reality the way that it's presenting itself, and really stabilize the experience for ourselves, so that we don't find ourselves hoarding anything, find ourselves in seasons of stagnation, or becoming overtly materialistic. This is beautiful for the future energy of Virgo. I really like that. Cool, Shirley. I'm going to finish the reading and then I'll chat with you directly after. I've got 4 more cards to read, but yeah, definitely keen to listen. And so moving on to the Sagittarius portion, philosophical, adventurous, optimistic, present energy, Sagittarius. I have the star here. Woo! For present energy, I can say confidently that you are going through a season of happiness, season of deeply spiritual rebirth in the form of faith or hope, and maybe even a very good fortune type energy that you've moved into, that you're moving into, that you're holding on to, that you're experiencing. Now that card there does come on the back of the Knight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So whatever it is that has propelled you into the star energy, just know that you don't really need to give yourself up anymore. I think if you've installed yourself as a bridge and you allow yourself to be adaptable, versatile, integrate messages that are for you, but deliver messages that are not for you if you're a collective light worker. Otherwise, you're somebody who is fair, balanced, just, brings truth everywhere you go. Keep doing it. I think you're only reflecting your internal world, and I don't think you're doing anything to harm anyone. So as long as you're just living your life and you're not swatting butterflies or you're not kicking over people's snowmen, like, we can really all win together. Really, really, really. Like, there's enough room in the whole world. Like, not everybody is like me and not everybody is like you, and wouldn't it be boring if everybody was just the same as us? Like, that's why there's like nearly 8 billion of us around the world. And we need to remember that. Like, the competition does not really exist. Lack does not really exist. It's It's a perception, it's an illusion that you can walk into, that you can trap yourself in, but you don't have to live there. You don't have to exist in that. You can set yourself free. Illusory things in nature only require you to interact with them to realize that they are illusory. I know that this is a bell or a bowl. I know that this is, and I know that this is a symbol. There is a difference. They carry different resonance. They do different things. They function differently. And I know that that's just a chime. And so different things have different places, and then even I've got a bell here. Like, everything might have a purpose or a place within reality, but you need to give it space to germinate. You need to give it space to develop roots, develop a sprout, and then to figure out, what is this species that's growing? Is it a tree? Is it a plant? Is it a herb? Is it a fruit? Is it a vegetable? Is it a weed? Does the weed serve a purpose? Can it be mulched? Should it be thrown away? Should I incinerate the seeds so that I don't get any more? Like, there's a whole experience that you can go through. Yeah, you can maintain a lot of these processes passive, subconscious, but you can also bring a lot of awareness to your experience with this star energy. And I feel that you did with the Nine of Swords before and the Wheel of Fortune card coming before the Knight of Cups. I really feel that you did. So Five of Swords in reverse, what did you come from? Sagittarius, you came from deceit, regret, and resentment. So maybe you had an experience with somebody, or maybe you came to an internal realization. Maybe you came to a place where you realized, I'm hurting myself, because the sword cuts both ways. Yes, a sword in the hand of a doctor is called a scalpel, but a sword in the hand of a warrior is called a bayonet. And sometimes bayonets cause more pain than prevent, right? Whew. Five swords reversed. Difficult. So if someone was treating you deceitfully, if someone was putting you in a place where you were constantly regretting the energy that you expended, the energy that you gave maybe freely, the ideas that you gave freely, just realize Source Universe saw everything. There's no need to be in an attitude or in a feeling of resentment. Let it go. Let it go meaningfully. Allow yourself to be born from the shadows of that experience as the star. You have the mutability of the Pisces here with the Knight of Cups. So you do really have tools at your disposal to move with personal romance, move with personal affection. Give yourself the opportunity to pick everything back up and go in the direction that you want to go in. The Knights can stop listening to the Queen, to the King, and follow their own volition. I said this before. Just like any of the zodiacs can go and follow their own volition and be their own person in or out of whatever zodiac. Like these messages, general and collective in nature, but if something resonates, well, why wouldn't you take it? Why wouldn't you try and work your way through whatever the lesson is to try and figure it out? But ultimately, the experience is so big and varied that you're probably going to go through that lesson in the way that you were supposed to in the future anyways, because that's how this reality works. The things that you're ready to experience sort of begin to appear in your experience, and then you experience them, and then you're ready for more. We're very curious beings. We're very explorative in nature, especially the present energy for all of the cards, with the King of Cups being the final card. Like I said, Pisces, you guys are vibing 10 of Cups energy. Gemini, you guys are vibing 7 of Pentacle energy. Virgo, you're vibing 3 of Wand energy. And Sagittarius, you're vibing the Star energy. They're pretty good places, like comfortable places. It doesn't feel like anything is going to hurt for you to wait for it to occur. You can give yourself time. You can give yourself room to express, room to believe that the mission that you're waiting to appear for you, the path that you're waiting to appear for you, is right for you, and it will manifest in the right time. It's not something that you need to force your way through. I already know that you could have forced your way through in the past, Virgo, Gemini energy here, and that may have left you without energy, which is why you needed to rest some. But knowing how to move through situations that might be a bit difficult to manage might require you to enact or enable some kind of faith system. Pisces, Sagittarius, this is what enables you to live in the present day energy. This is what enables you to really live in the full experience that you're wanting to have right now. And then this is what moves you into your future experience. And before I move on, Sagittarius, your future card here is the King of Cups. So I don't know if you've been working on your giftings. I don't know if you've been working on something that you want to express to the general, to the collective. King of Cups energy is very, very, very intuitive for me. Very psychic energy. Somebody who's full of love, balanced, and very creative. Like, you've been probably in a place where you felt insecure, defensive, and frustrated with reality. And so you gave yourself that love experience. You brought balance to your own expression, and that's what's making you super creative right now. You're not being held back by any previous experiences. You unlock your own karma at a rate that you're comfortable with to process through at whatever speed you want to. And this is what's giving you more and more energy to just show up as you want to. No one's forcing you to be anywhere that you don't want to be. No one's telling you to do anything that you don't want to do. If you feel rushed, you slow down. If you feel stagnant, you speed up. It's just a consequence of you having this new sense of strategy, this new way of perceiving yourself and the reality that's unfolding around you. This is the energy that you're moving in or have been embodying lately. And so, even if you're somebody who has gone through this Nine of Swords reverse, somebody who never gave up, somebody who ended a crisis within your own experience, and somebody who has literally moved on, congratulations. You've unlocked a new era of your own lifetime. Mutables, thank you. Thank you for expressing your adaptability, being willing to be adaptable, literally. And I'm seeing that with this card here. Being willing to see, okay, this was now and that's what's next. Awesome. Amazing. You're leading the way, Virgos, because you've been analytical in the past. You are the most helpful right now because you might be the ones leading us forward. And it's your practicality. You balance the masculine and the feminine energy very well, and you show up very well thought out, very centered, and very sure of where you want to go. Versatility being expressed with the star energy. Just like the Sagittarius of this reading, you've allowed yourself to refocus on what's important to you. You're focusing on bringing yourself happiness. And because you're focusing on that, you're leading the way on versatility. You're showing that even if I lose everything, I can rebuild and make everything as good as it was before, if not better. There's no such thing as loss in your language, Sagittarius. Mutables altogether. Versatility might now be a way that you just begin to express yourself on and on and on and on and ongoing. But it's up to you. You don't even have to do that if you don't want to. Whew. Because for the integration card, I do see, and this is represented by Pisces, you've been more empathic, you've had more imagination, you're being more compassionate with your experience, and that's bringing you wish fulfillment in your 3D experience. Well done. Good and faithful servants, I want to say there. You've integrated messages that maybe even were for your collective to integrate, but because you've done it, you've enabled the quantum field to literally elevate by as much as you committed to the whole experience. So, Pisces, thank you for having faith. Thank you for showing up the way that you did, with clarity of mind, with single-mindedness enough to know that when you showed up willingly, when you showed up ready to participate in the energy that you're embodying, everything was going to change. It was bound to. So thank you. Was that versatility or integration? I don't know. But Integration as well, Seven of Pentacles. I feel like through this energy, Gemini, you guys have literally been able to show up, and you've shown us how to be patient. Of course, it would be an interesting thing to be able to balance so much within your mind before ever allowing it to become an expression. So even gratitude is something that the collective might be learning from you right now. It's because you've been growing in an area that maybe isn't visible on a public forum. You've been growing in other areas. You've been growing in your family, your connections, and this is giving you more and more time to operate within your own willpower, within your own desire, and you're moving forward. Gemini, you're moving forward beautifully. So thank you. And I think that's the reading. So yeah, 55:01 on the clock just then. That was the full reading. I burned through that one. That's really cool. What am I feeling? The 10 of Pentacles. That is the last card. Appears on the spread. And the picture on the card is a whale. A whale going underneath the water, not breaching whatsoever, literally going underneath the water, descending. And when 10 Pentacles descend, like in this deck, it's like, I feel like there's an ancestral knowledge that's being tapped into. I feel like there's ideas that are being passed down. It feels like generational. It feels like generational wealth and abundance that may have been passed down as well. This could be a trade or a skill. It comes with your surname. If you've got like Potter or Smith or something like this, Baker, even here in Australia. I don't know. There's so many different names that you could have. But tapping into something which comes as a second nature to you and your heritage, right? That's the energy that I'm feeling with this 10 of Pentacles being the last card that appears. Whew. And this would be crowning the Judgment. So this is the last of the minor arcana, mind you. This card here by itself represents prosperity, fulfillment, and good fortune. I will say that we already had good fortune on the inside, so crowning this entire reading, it feels like good fortune is a word that I would use to describe how the mutables are leading the way right now. They're just winning at what they're doing. They're using their best judgment to get themselves there. They're not competing with anybody. They're not competing with anybody. They're not excessively giving away their energy. They're just applying themselves as best they can. They really are moving away from things that no longer serve them. They're giving themselves a new experience. They're giving the collective something new to look at even. I already read that one, but karma is also being processed. You're doing stuff in this lifetime that's going to help you live your best in the future lifetime. And so keep doing what you're doing. Keep enabling whatever strategy you're using. Get out of whatever situations are too sticky for you to handle and move into what you want to move into at the pace you desire. Put action to the communication you need to communicate and just give yourself the experience you're looking for. Balance it out. Queen of Swords energy. Give yourself the royal treatment on the inside and allow the universe to do the same for you on the outside. By you getting a different experience on the outside coming towards you, it might soften you up, it might open you up to more and more experiences, more and more connections that you're wanting to have with the full experience or the full reality. I don't know, take it as it resonates. But yeah, once you get this new perspective, once you see what you need to see in the situations that you've been going through, this is where I really feel you do begin to unlock this magical patience that the Geminis are really embodying. You do begin to embody this wish fulfillment that the Pisces are showing. You even get to demonstrate this free will and flexible nature that the Virgos are showing. Or it could be something that's showing you a new route, leading you to new adventure, following a new North Star. Well, by definition, no, but following a new star. Letting your experience lead you somewhere new. Don't forget, Chariot, Knight of Swords, very clear, moving in a direction that you want to. In the inner self and the home quadrant, we get a faith moment and a psychic expansion. So well done to everybody who's feeling that energy. In the transpersonal spiritual, we get the Four of Swords and the Empress. Keep learning whatever you're learning. Slow down whenever you need to slow down. And in the legacy and renewal position, I get the Four of Swords and the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Swords reversed. So don't hold on to things that don't serve you, so that then you can move away from bad ideas, bad people, bad influences at the pace that you need to, so that you can continue to have a full, well-rounded experience as you desire, as you should have. Yeah. That was the 22 card collective message for the mutable signs. Again, speaking on adaptability, versatility, integration, flexibility. They are knights within my readings, and yeah. So for the Geminis, thank you for being curious, expressive, quick-witted. We see you. We appreciate you. We love you. Virgos, thank you for being so analytical, so helpful, so practical. Sagittarius, your philosophies, your sense of adventure and your optimism, thank you. Pisces, thank you for being so empathic, so imaginative, and so compassionate. Please keep doing what you're doing. You're bringing balance to the equation, and I think in time everyone's going to get there too. And we couldn't do it without each other. So as long as we keep showing up how we want to show up, we're not really wasting any energy. We're actually using it in the best form, because it could come back to us in exactly the same way, but better. However the universe deems, right? So now we're clicking over the hour mark. Thank you everyone for joining me. I will be going live in just over an hour, just under an hour, some point. Once it's 7 o'clock here, I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm going to hydrate so that my throat doesn't rattle so much. And for the 7 people who have liked this message, thank you for letting me know that you're resonating. If you want to let me know later, when you can comment, drop it in the comments what was resonating for you. If you're a subscriber, or if you're new here, hello. If you're new to subscribers, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, if you know anyone that might need this message, or this message might resonate with them, please share it with them. But don't share it with everyone, because this is a good energy. This is a good space that we really want to keep for us. Yeah. So I will be back within an hour. I will do energy readings after the 22 card spread of that one. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone for coming through, and I hope that you have a good afternoon if I'm not going to catch you on any of the other readings. But yeah, Shirley, thanks for hanging out. Chris, g'day. Alfred, hello. Ale, Octopus, enough. Catch you later for that. This was not a career or love reading though. You can have a look at my playlist and see if any of the titles resonate with you. Otherwise, hit skip on the collective message, and hopefully you get a message of love or career from that. But otherwise, I'll be back in an hour, less than an hour or more than an hour, just a little bit under. But yeah, that was freaking awesome. Those 3 readings that I've just done are the first of their kind, so thank you for your patience with me. Thank you for bearing with me, and I look forward to catching you on the very, 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 very next one. As always, collective, I always have so much fun. I can't believe that we get to do this with each other, and no one really gets in the way. We just get to hang out, and yeah, I can't wait for us to be able to do this more and more and more, as often as we like. And so yeah, thank you for everybody who has caught this so far, and I'll definitely catch you later for the 22 card general collective energy reading, which can apply to anyone and everyone. But yeah, thank you so much. Catch you on the next one. Thank you for all the likes, shares, subscribes, and comments. Bye. That was the Zodiac read for today.